Good morning, my friends. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Behind the Mic with me, Mike Avery, here in the Outdoor Magazine radio studio. And you know by now, I am here to record this week's Outdoor Magazine radio show. And of course, I will tell you who's coming up on the show as we get a little bit farther into this live stream. But first, happy 1 week from Christmas Day. And a Merry Christmas to you and your family. Here where I am, I look out the window. It's spitting a little bit of snow, but we don't have snow on the ground at all. Good morning, Sean. How are you? Always a pleasure. How are things in your world? Always nice to have you along with us. Sean is the owner of an Angler Quest family fish model, as well as Craig Plowman is the owner of a family fish model. Busy day, Craig. All right, buddy. Have a good day. Tim Binns, my good friend, how are you? How is your lovely wife, and how are things in your world as you get ready for Christmas? Bruce, good morning. Uncle Johnny, how you doing, buddy? Uncle Johnny, I don't know if my wife gave you guys a call, but I have something for Maddie, something that we forgot last week, and I would like to drop that off today after I get out of the studio. I got to do a call here from the studio, so it'll probably be 1-ish. If you guys are going to be around, if you're not, just let me know. I can leave it on the porch there. So anyway, Johnny, good morning. How are you? Mad Jack, always a pleasure, buddy. Jerry, how are things in Algonac? Martin, hey, Merry Christmas to you as well, and good morning, of course. Oh, what else is going on? The weather roller coaster, right? It's been up and down and up and down. Temperatures warm and then cold. I don't like that's a little too close. That's a little too much Avery right there. Let me see if I can. What I need to do is get this thing behind me a little bit wider so I can widen out and I don't feel like I'm jumping down your throat with the camera. But I don't want to see like right there, the edge of that. And if I move this, see, it's not quite wide enough, but it'll do. Jen says, hello, good morning, Jen. How are you? Hey, Amy, how are things in your world? My name is Mike Avery. I'm here in the Outdoor Magazine radio studio to record this week's show. What do I have along with me this week? Nick Grillo would be very happy. I have the new teriyaki pineapple. I don't like pineapple, and I'm not a big fan of teriyaki, but I like this teriyaki pineapple. Also, what do we have? Honey jalapenos, honey jalapenos. Jalapenos, as my daughter-in-law calls it. I made the mistake of not closing the studio door here, and there's a lot of noise out in the hallway. I hope that doesn't bother you, because it really doesn't bother me. Steve, good morning. Merry Christmas. How are you? Captain Doug Ward of Express Charters. Doug took advantage of the Avery discount on the truck trolley. It's Avery 10. If you go to trucktrolley.com, use the promo code Avery 10, you can get 10% off on your truck trolley. Free shipping. And if you're somewhere in the, what we used to call the Tri-Cities area, Andy Weiss will come over and put it in the back of your truck for you. Doug got a truck trolley last Wednesday night as part of this promo, which runs, by the way, through the end of the year. And he loved it. And I love mine. They're very, very good product. Two things I use every day, my Rapid River knife and my truck trolley. Mike, good morning. How are you? Ross Elliott, my good friend. How have you been? Ross, you know I've been wonderful. Young man in Iskawaki, we're excited to have you post that. Excellent. And Ross, I was also very pleased to have a meeting with your better half, and you know who I mean, last week in West Branch as part of welcoming that group on as an advertising partner for the radio show. So it was very nice to see her. And I really got a kick out of when she was talking to you on the phone. You got her bamboozled, buddy. You got her thinking that you are the hottest, sexiest man in the world. Which you might be the hottest, sexiest man in the world, but I think it's I said, hottest, sexiest man in the world. And look who walked in the door. Look who walked in the door. The other hottest, sexiest man in the world.
Thank you very much. There we go.
Arthur, how are you?
I am fine. I just want to take a moment.
Yes.
Because this is the last time I'll have the opportunity to wish you and all your listeners a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you very much.
And all that good stuff.
Right back at you. I appreciate that very much. And you were just eating this. Whoops.
Yeah, that's the teriyaki pineapple.
Yeah.
Very good. Excellent.
I don't like teriyaki and I don't like pineapple, but actually this is very good.
And there's no pepper in it.
Well, it's not as good as my pepper stuff, but I love it.
I know.
Merry Christmas to you as well, my friend.
Merry Christmas. Right. Let's hope for a great 2025.
We're going to make it a great 2025. You can hear Art Lewis, by the way, you know this by now, on WSTW in Saginaw, AM, FM, 790 AM, 100.5 FM. Ross thinks that's really funny. Erica, good morning. How are you? Johnny Bowler, another good friend of mine, the Bear Whisperer. How you doing, Johnny? I see that I don't think you've been plowing snow, but that video you sent me of that doe was heartbreaking and frustrating, right? But that's Mother Nature. Rob, good morning. How are you? Ross says, good thing her love is blind. Justin Tomei of MUCC, mucc.org. Justin is their policy wonk at MUCC. I'm going to have one of his cohorts on the radio show this week, Tyler Mihai, to talk about a promotion MUCC is having where you might go to the Super Bowl. Somebody's going to go to the Super Bowl. For $100, you can buy a ticket. If you win, you'll get 2 tickets to the Super Bowl. You'll get airfare and a hotel. And I don't know, have we ruled out now that the Lions lost last week? I mean, they're still in it, right? How'd you like to win 2 tickets to the Super Bowl that have the Lions in it? Never thought I would say that. Anyway, Justin, good morning, buddy. How are you? Also, Justin, I got to tell you, that new podcast you guys are doing, I really, really like it. I like the feel of it. I like the look of it. I like the vibe of it. I just think you guys are doing a great deal, a great thing. mucc.org/podcast. And there's also MUCC's podcast has its own Instagram page. Patrick, good morning. Tim says, yeah, as if on cue, talking about a sexy guy and Art Lewis walks in the door. Brad, good morning. Paul Schmidt, good morning from the Eastern U. Merry Christmas to you. Hello, Amy. Good morning, my friend. How are you? Amy, I look forward to talking at your event at Calvary Baptist coming up shortly after the first of the year. So thank you for the invitation. Also at that event will be Kyle Green of Greenway Outdoors. You thought I wasn't going to pull up that name, right? People think, okay, because Avery's old and because he did have a stroke, it's still in there. It's still in there. Sometimes I can't get it out, but it's still in there. Kevin, good morning. I have been well. Kevin has been ice fishing on Lake Ogemaw. So there is some ice here in Michigan. Mike English, good morning. Erica finally got a doe this weekend. This year's been rough hunting. It has for me as well. Now, I did get a doe earlier in the season, but honestly, throughout the entire gun season, I never saw an animal. And I think I'm done. There's nothing at all moving on our lease property. Nothing moving at all, at least not during the daylight. Marie, how are you? Good morning. I got your email. I will take care of that. And congrats again on your big buck. Justin says, appreciate that. Right back at you, buddy. Johnny Bowler. It's cruel. Something every anti-hunter should see. A deer watching its baby get eaten, then getting its butt chewed half off and stand there in shock. I've been debating, Johnny, on posting that video. And I think I will, with your permission, if you don't mind. But also, Johnny, if you would, send me a text and say, hey, Avery, what about that video? Bernie, good morning. celebrating his 73rd birthday. Thankful the good Lord has let me go so far for this widowmaker. Truly fortunate. Bernie, I know what you mean. I survived my stroke. I'm not going to talk about this on the show, but I'll tell you, my friends, Friday, I'm having a procedure where they will go in and close a hole in my heart. Now, those of you who know me well say, Avery, you've always had a hole in your heart. Okay, that's the joke. The docs think there's a really good chance that hole in my heart caused my stroke. And there's also a good chance it'll cause another one. So as a result, I'm going to go in Friday morning. They're going to fix that hole. I will stay overnight in the hospital Friday night, and I will be home in time Saturday to watch the Fair State Bulldogs take the national championship for NCAA Division II football. Go Dogs. Julie, I'm doing well. How are you? Brad, thoughts on the DNR complaining about hunter numbers but issuing fee increases for next year? If it passes, it didn't pass. Justin, help me out on this, but it did not pass, right? And there was never really a chance that it was going to pass. But that's interesting, Brad. It seems like they're trying to push hunters away. Justin, help me out. Was that something that was initiated by the department, or was that initiated by a politician, or what? Justin, tell me more. Tell me more. And I wonder, based on your response here, Justin, anyway, Justin, the MUCC policy and legislative expert, he's my go-to guy. Good morning, Tom. How are you? Merry Christmas. Tim says, we haven't seen anything during the day in Gladwin. Everything is nocturnal. Rick had no luck in Iosco County. Hoping my luck changes in Oakland County. Best of luck to everyone still out there filling a tag. Yes. Well, that's what I was wondering, Johnny, if there wasn't, I don't remember. So yeah, I'll give a listen to the audio and make sure maybe I have to bleep something up. Ron St. Louis of Northern Wilderness Bear Outfitters. If you are looking for an out of Michigan bear hunting adventure, there's your guy right there. Ron St. Louis of Northern Wilderness Bear Outfitters. Great guy. Great operation, great part of the world. White River is a beautiful place. The people there are wonderful. Hey, Ron, did you see I was talking wolf hunting with your buddy a couple of weeks ago? Dave, good morning. How are you? Yes, it is, Tim. Yes, it is. I haven't heard it called a cardio seal, Ross, but that's basically what it is. They go in, and then the seal is basically Gore-Tex. They put a piece of Gore-Tex on one side of it, they put a piece of Gore-Tex on the other side of it, and then they clamp them together. My question is, and I got to ask the doc this, I was in such shock when he said I had to do it when I met him there in the office because I didn't expect it. Okay, you fix those things together, right? What happens if that comes apart and then two pieces break off and then I'm dead? I'm not talking about during the procedure. I'm talking about down the road. Tyler, good morning. Tyler is MUCC's Chief Information Officer. Tyler is joining me on this week's Outdoor Magazine radio show. Brian, what's up, Mike? Happy holidays from Brian, Darren at Apex. Right back at you guys. Happy holidays to you as well. Justin Tomei, it's dead as a disco. It did have a chance. Who brought it up, Justin? Was it department or was it politicians? Sheila, go Dogs. Really? Marie actually got Maria is my webmaster extraordinaire. She is the person behind the Mike Avery Outdoors website. And I keep saying, Marie, we got to tweak it, but it's on my fault. Very good. You actually got another nice buck for the last week of muzzleloader season and a doe. Excellent. Congrats. Brad says, I had not heard of a final vote. Thanks for that update. Bernie will not be with me tonight because he's out celebrating his birthday. Have fun, Bernie. You are forgiven. I knew what you meant, Marie. Kevin said it did not pass. It did not. John, always buy extra tags. I'm eating a second doe and buck tag this year. If that pass wouldn't happen, common sense prevails. Good morning, Brad. How are you? Jeff checking in from the UP. Jeff's story, and I'm not going to tell it here on the air, Jeff, so don't worry. But your story is, it was like, dang it. Danny, good morning. How are you, Danny? Look what I got. Look what I'm drinking out of. Still, my old Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation mug. It is the second best coffee and Crystal Light mug I've ever had. The best one is one given to me by the Bear Whisperer, Johnny Bowler. Trini, good morning. How are you? Ross said his dad had that done. It was a lifesaver. Had done about 15 years ago. Charlie, good morning. How are you? Good morning, Mr. Avery. It was brought up by the DNR, but some legislators were in it also. Okay. Charlie, I want you to see what I have here this morning for us. Michigan brand meats. Okay. The new flavors. This one is the teriyaki pineapple. I don't like teriyaki and I don't like pineapple, but I like this. I will need to get your thoughts on this. The second one, honey jalapeno, also known as honey jalapeno. I don't think I've had this one yet. I want your thoughts on this. Right. Those are courtesy of Nick Grillo, Michigan Brand Meats, michiganbrand.net. Nick will be with me on Wednesday Night Live tonight as we do one last ham for the holidays. Last one, because next Wednesday is Christmas Eve. I'm not doing a Wednesday Night Live on Christmas Eve. Next Christmas Day. So I'm not doing a Wednesday Night Live on Christmas Day. The following week is New Year's Day. I'm not doing a Wednesday Night Live on New Year's Day. So this is the last Wednesday. In fact, today is the last Behind the Mic for 2024 because next week's show is being recorded on a Monday. And tonight is the last Wednesday Night Live for 2024. Bill Hoffman, the most interesting man in Michigan, the guy who wrote the Ballad of Mike Avery and performed it. 3 Democratic reps sponsored it. Well, we got it. Okay. The DNR was behind it, according to Justin Tomei, and Bill Hoffman says it was sponsored by 3 Democratic reps. Are those Democratic reps going to be here after the first of the year, or are they gone? Good morning, Brian. How are you? Emil Rousseau, best year in the woods for many years. The freezer is full. Congrats to you, Emil. Of course, of the Forward Corporation Lumberjack Restaurant. We will do a Wednesday Night Live at the Lumberjack sometime in the first quarter, I think. Maybe it'll be early into the second quarter. I don't know. Because the first quarter gets very busy. And as Emil, as you know, I don't want that to somehow, I don't want our big Trinity Wild Game dinner to interfere with the Wednesday Night Live, and I don't want the Wednesday Night Live to interfere with the big Trinity Wild Game dinner. So we'll see. I met with Emil last week for their ribbon cutting for the Lumberjack Lodge in West Branch. While there, I met with Emil and the members, some members of the West Branch Visitors Bureau. I'm glad to say it. I'll announce it right now. I'm going to be working with the West Branch Visitors Bureau in 2025, hopefully, and beyond. They are now on board as advertising partners. I love Ogemaw County. I love West Branch. I love everything about the area. So it's an easy pitch for me to talk positively about that part of the state. What's the license inquiry report? It did not pass. Tom says, I believe that if food meat prices go down, so will our hunter numbers. Jay, good morning, buddy. How are you? Still green grass in Sheboygan. Hopefully ice is finally going to be coming. Doug Ward opened Justin Tomei's MUCC email this morning. I see they're trying to get hunter gun safety elective class back into schools. Great idea. Senate Bill 664. Thank you, Doug, for that reminder. Doug, this also makes me think, Doug Ward, did you keep Friday, July 25th open this summer? You didn't book a charter there, did you? Because that's the date of our second annual Mike Avery Outdoors charity golf outing in West Branch. All right, Ross, good luck to you, buddy. Let me tell you, because Charlie's going to walk in here any minute and say, we got to go. Here's who's coming up on the Outdoor Magazine radio show this week. Now, too much headroom, but I don't know why I would adjust it now because I'm almost done. My first guest is Bob Hines of Central Coast Angling, talking about open water, wintertime, jumbo perch fishing on Traverse Bay. The Grillo boys were up there earlier in the week, and they did very well. Then, the newest member of the Michigan Wildlife Council, Dan Cook. In our second hour, we're talking trapping with Joe Velsensky of the Michigan Trappers and Predator Callers Association. Then, Tyler Mihai from MUCC. This week's Ask Avery question comes from a friend of mine, talking about basically, as we look at the end of the year, looking back retrospective, how did I get to where I am? And more importantly, do I have any regrets? And yes, I do. I have one very big regret that I did not do in this world here, in my life here on this earth. And then in hour number 3, Vance Gowell, one of the best elk hunting guides in Michigan, talks about this recent elk hunting season, which is it wrapped up yet? Which one did you like, Art?
Oh, I like the teriyaki.
He likes the teriyaki.
Tell Charlie's fans to stop knocking on the door.
I will do that. A request from Art Lewis, because Art doesn't like to be interrupted on his show. Today, when you come out to pay tribute to Charlie, and you're saying, Charlie, Art Lewis says, please stop knocking on the window of the main studio because it interferes with his show. Vance Gowell will join me in hour number 3, then Wild Game Chef Extraordinaire Dixie Dave Miner. My mic is plugged into guest mic, Charlie. Okay, we're good. Oh, do you think it would help if I actually plug in my official broadcast headphones? This first segment really wouldn't matter, would it? I got so busy talking to you, my friends, that I forgot my headphones. It is going to matter. Okay. Charlie, when you get a chance, if you would please. Okay, Jeff says, now okay. I'm going to put this up and I'm going to take it down because it covers my pretty face. This is from Jeff Hammond, my buddy. 4 days at the range, trying to figure out the issues. New scope, new gun, new scope mounts, bad primers replaced, several new powders, trying to get things figured out. Now time to replace breech plug. Unreal, not good when getting ready to head to Ohio's musket season. If you were down south, Jeff, you wouldn't have to worry about that. You could just use your 350 or 450 or 360 or 41 Great Lakes. Bill Hoffman, and I'll take it back down here. The most significant change in the bill, however, might be that it would put fee increases on automatic pilot, removing the need for legislators to take a public vote. Instead, the state treasurer would increase fees by an amount equal to the consumer price index, a common method of inflation. Eli, good morning. Excellent, Doug. Glad to hear that. John has his fall turkey in the oven. Stupid birds. Season ended November 14th. All right, my friends. Hey, Joe, good morning. How you doing, buddy? Joe, did you see the pastor who did accept our call, unlike you? 3, 2, 1. Blast off. Did you see he shot a doe? I mean, he accepted our call. Hey, it wasn't meant to be. I'm not bitter. No, not at all. Because we ended up with a great guy. But you're a great guy too, and you know that. All right, my friends, I will be back tonight for the last Wednesday night live of 2024. We will give away a Michigan brand ham for the holidays. The last one of 2024. If I don't see you or talk to you, Merry Christmas. I didn't say happy holidays. All right, got to go. Well, thank you, Ken Hunter, for that introduction, and welcome to another edition of the Outdoor Magazine radio show right here on the Outdoor Magazine radio network on more than 30 radio stations across the great state of Michigan. And so glad to have you along with us as we this is actually the last show before Christmas. This is the last time you and I are going to talk before Christmas. More about my thoughts on that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Are you enjoying basically what is a weather roller coaster, up and down and up and down and up and down? Some parts of our state have ice already. Some parts of our state don't have ice. Some parts of our state have snow. Some parts of our state don't have snow. But here's the good part. Here's the positive part, at least from my perspective, not being a big fan of winter anymore. And I know we have to have winter. And I know that my ice fishing friends and my snowmobiling friends and my skiing friends, they want a good old fashioned Michigan winter. And if it happens, it happens. And I, God bless you. Take advantage of it. Enjoy it. But I'm not a big fan anymore. I'm not disappointed enough with winter to move to Florida. No, far from that. Anyway, my point is, as you are hearing this radio show this weekend, the days are getting longer. That I will welcome. This, not getting fully light until 9 o'clock in the morning and starting to get dark at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't like that. The days are going to start to get longer now. So you got that to look forward to. I have not been back out deer hunting since we've last talked. In fact, I don't think it wouldn't surprise me if I do not make it back out this season. I would like to get back out, but I would also like to know that there's a realistic or reasonable chance that I will see a deer during daylight. I don't think that's going to happen on the property that we have to hunt. It's not happening. Everything is after dark. Everything is nocturnal. And I don't blame those deer. They've been hunted now for weeks and weeks, months, basically. They've been hunted during bow season. They've been hunted during the youth season. They've been hunted, the archery season, rifle season, antlerless season, extended antlerless season, yada, yada, yada. I don't blame them. But I probably will not make it back out. Well, except I've got a primal wraith blind set up on the south side of a food plot, and we set that up earlier in the season to cover that food plot in a north wind. In fact, I sat there a couple days during bow season, and it was where I set the opening day of rifle season. I am going to take that down, though. I'm not going to leave that up year round, because our hunting property is actually leased property, and the people who own that, I don't think they want to look at that blind off one of their major trails for the next 9 months. So I'm going to get out there and I'm going to take the blind down. Maybe when I go out there, maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll go out early in the afternoon, take the blind down, stash it in the truck, and then go back out and hunt till dark. I don't know. We'll see. We did have, I'm reluctant to bring this up because I don't want to do anything to put hunting in a bad light, and I don't want to do anything to further cause friction in the hunting community. But for the first time this year, I actually saw an example of neighboring hunters being real jerks. Our lease property is adjacent to state property. And there's a hunter over in that state land who appears to be very jealous that we have some private land to hunt. And he actually was quite rude to my granddaughter opening morning, to the point of being borderline threatening. And it's a good thing that my son James couldn't find the guy, because I think we could have had a problem. And I don't blame him, because when somebody threatens your daughter, all bets are off. And then actually, we've got a camera over towards the state line. We can see a gap in the fence to the state line, because a lot of deer cross through there. And every time the guy walks by there, he looks at the camera and he flips the bird. He flips the bird. He flips off the camera. I'm like, really? Is this what you want to do? Why do you want to cause this kind of friction? Why do you want to cause this kind of animosity towards other hunters? I don't get it, but I can only suspect that the guy is a jerk in real life too, and that's why he's a jerk as a hunter. And most hunters and anglers and trappers and sportsmen and women are good people. This guy just happens to be a bad apple for whatever reason. Early ice. Yes, we do have some early ice in some parts of our state. The Pure Michigan Hunt. I am going to win the Pure Michigan Hunt sometime while I am on this earth. I don't know if it's going to be this year. I suspect it might. The reason I want to win the Pure Michigan Hunt is I want to win a bull elk tag. I want a bull elk tag. And I know in the deepest part of my heart that even though I will continue to apply for a bull elk tag through the drawing every year, that I will never get one. I never will. I will keep trying, because if you don't keep trying, you're guaranteed you'll never get one. My best chances for getting a bull elk tag here in Michigan are to win the Pure Michigan Hunt. So that is what I am going to do. If I remember correctly, I'm sorry, I'm looking at a post here on a live stream I was doing just a minute ago. Got me off track. I shouldn't do that. And now I forgot where it was. Pure Michigan Hunt, the deadline to apply for that. See, you thought, right? You thought because I'm getting up in age and because I had a stroke, I wasn't going to come back with what I was going to talk about. But I did. And it kind of surprised me too. The deadline to apply for the Pure Michigan Hunt, if I remember correctly, is the end of the year. It's $5 to apply. So I'm going to apply, I don't know, 5 times, whatever. Every year, though, somebody wins that who only applied once. But anyway, you get a bull elk tag. Now, it's an either sex tag, but you and I both know if you get an either sex elk tag, you're not going to take a cow, you're going to take a bull. So that's the one I'm really interested in. Plus, it's also a Michigan bear tag for any season, any part of the state. I'll grab that one too. If I win the Pure Michigan Hunt, I will be happy to donate the waterfowl side of it to one of my friends and the turkey side of it to one of my friends, because I like turkey hunting by myself. I don't need a guide because I have some experience doing it. So here's what the deal is. I'm going to win the Pure Michigan Hunt. I'm going to take the bull elk tag and I'm going to take the bear tag, and I'll give the rest of it to you guys. Even the gear. You can even have the gear, and you can have, I don't know, I might keep some of the gear. You can have most of the gear, and you can have the turkey tag, and you can have the waterfowl hunt. How's that? Is that a pretty good deal? What else? Oh, the truck trolley promo. I got some. Listen, it's Christmas time, right? So let me give you some Christmas presents. Well, you got to hurry. If you go to trucktrolley.com, use the promo code Avery10, you can get 10% off on a truck trolley. Now, this is the removable sliding bed liner that allows you to have access to anything in the bed of your truck. It's removable in case you want to put mulch or stone or whatever back there. Trucktrolley.com, use the promo code Avery10. You get 10% off, free shipping. And if you're in what we used to call the old Tri-Cities area, Andy Weiss will come out and install it for you. Trucktrolley.com, Avery10. Rapid River Knife Works. You're not going to get a knife by Christmas time, but the promo for Rapid River is always there. RapidRiverKnifeWorks.com, Avery10, 10% off. Michigan Brand Meats, promo code Mike20. Go to MichiganBrand.net. We just recently finished up our last Wednesday night live for the holidays, for the season, for the year, and we did our last ham for the holidays as well. Let me tell you who's coming up on this week's Outdoor Magazine radio show. After the break, Bob Hines of Central Coast Angling talks about open water jumbo perch fishing. Then Dan Cook, the newest member of the Michigan Wildlife Council. In our second hour, Joe Velsensky of the Michigan Trappers and Predator Callers Association, plus Tyler Mihai of MUCC. This week's Ask Avery question. Avery, do you have any regrets in your life, in your career? Well, of course I do, and I might let you in on a couple of them. And in hour number 3, Vance Gowell, one of the best elk hunting guides in Michigan, joins me to talk about elk hunting in Michigan, and a wild game chef extraordinaire, Dixie Dave Miner. Okay, this is the last time you and I will get a chance to talk before Christmas. Let me wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas. I didn't say happy holidays. I didn't say happy winter solstice. I said Merry Christmas. We need to celebrate Christmas for what it really is. Now, listen, I know we have to have Christmas trees and presents and Santa and reindeer for the kids, but the real reason for Christmas, the real reason for Christmas, the real reason we should celebrate this season is the birth of a Savior, the birth of Jesus. That allows me, Mike Avery, to get through my life. I could not get through this world without having faith, without knowing that there is a Savior, there's something beyond this. And Christmas is the birth of that Savior. Santa's great, presents are great, Christmas trees are great, but the biggest present to me is the birth of that Savior. I would ask you to keep that in mind as we celebrate this Christmas season. Merry Christmas to you and your family. All right, my friends, have a great day. I shouldn't do a sturgeon fishing trip. That would be cool. All right, I'll be back tonight at 7:00 for another edition of Wednesday Night Live. In the meantime, have a good day, and we will talk to you hopefully tonight, my friends.